Well, good morning, everybody, for Monday, the 28th of November. Yes, I finally got the Wi-Fi to work in the Brown Elephant. Right, so this is a synoptic picture. We're starting to see the end of the influence of low pressure and sort of frontal activity over the UK. Some of you might celebrate that. It certainly will be drier, but as you'll see in the forecast, as we go through this week, we introduce another problem, mist and fog, which at this time of the year does cause us quite a bit of an issue. So we've got a high pressure starting the ridge, just starting to build, and that's what's settling down the weather. There's a few sort of leftover fronts from last night, which is why there's sort of variable amounts of clouds and some sunshine at the moment. And some showers, but it's going to dry out. And as we go through into the rest of the day, looking like we're going to start seeing a more westerly flow come across, starting off as southwesterly. But as you can see tomorrow, yes, the high pressure starts to rise, but definitely we are into fog. And you'll notice that these low pressure systems start getting pushed up to the north. So no real significant weather today, should be nice and bright. On here, we're looking at sort of west-southwesterly, I think is the best way to look at it, between about 10 to 15 knots. Satellite picture over the UK reveals a fairly bright start. There's the odd area of shower activity, but most of that's starting to clear through, and we should be left with a reasonably bright day with some hazy sunshine. As you look on here, we're starting off with that sort of southerly wind becoming south-westerly through the day, fairly light, and by just after lunchtime, it should be nice and simple, straight down to 7. But as you can see, next few days looking a little bit more challenging. Top temperature today of about 9 degrees. We'll start to see a bit more of a chill in the air, 6 degrees being the dew point. And at the moment, we have a temperature of 6 degrees and a dew point of 4. Currently Lasham, that's the picture outside. I said variable sunshine, but yeah, should be a reasonable day. Farnborough are currently reporting 2 knots from variable directions and 4 knots from the southwest. Few at 3,000 pretty much the day, as it says showers in vicinity currently. If we look quickly at that shower forecast and reality, you can see there's quite a lot of shower activity just down to our southwest, but it should dry out fairly quickly during the day. So I'm not really expecting that to have a huge impact on our operation. Odium also reporting light winds there, showing 5 knots from the south, and yeah, with that a variable cloud base to start with, but I think the shower activity is probably not quite as bad as it says on here. Certainly the Met Office weren't sort of suggesting that. Just looking at top meteo, no, ever the optimist. And there might be the odd spattering thermals around 1, 2 o'clock, bearing in mind that we've had a couple of fronts go through, so we are at a bit more of an unstable air mass again. So yeah, 700 meters, so yeah, might get thermals to 2,000 feet or so if you're lucky, but hours around lunchtime. Airspace wise, very simple at the moment. There's nothing really to affect us in the local area. Salisbury danger areas are active as per normal, but aside from that, there is nothing within sort of the 25-50 kilometre range which affects us. Okay, we have one jet movement, which is a A320, which is going to Lynn, and that's going at about 1 o'clock at the moment on a delivery flight. So one departure at 1 o'clock. There might be another King Air at some point, but I haven't had anything back on that. I'll brief the 2 operations that we could use. We'll see when I take the launch port out. But if we operated on 2-3, which is not the run I want to use really today, then we would have to do left-hand circuits on to 7, as the grass is quite wet. So yeah, 2-3 and 2-7. That's that operation. Right-hand circuit to land on the grass in the same direction as 2-3. Preferably, hopefully, we get out there and we find that the wind is we're able to accept 2-7. Although you will need to correct for crosswind, and with 2-7 would be taking off from near the intersection and landing back on the runway. If you are doing that, landing on the runway, regardless of which runway we're on, it's going to be a left-hand circuit onto there. Right-hand circuits can go onto the grass on the north side because that isn't too bad. So we'll see what we find out there in the next sort of 15 minutes or so, but I'm hopeful we might be able to get onto 2-7 fairly promptly. Okay, I think that's all for today. So I will see you on the airfield shortly. Bye for now.